Hello everyone, this side Mrs. Raman Joshi, Assistant Professor. Welcome back to the another tutorial of digital marketing. In today's tutorial, we will cover the topic data mining and website analytics. The topics that we are going to cover in this tutorial are detailed study of data mining. In detailed study of data mining, basically we will study about what is data mining, types of data, what are the benefits of data mining, what are the disadvantages of data mining. So all the structure, the architecture of data mining, all these topics we are going to cover in data mining. The next we will cover social media data mining, the Google Analytics, web audience measurement and how does it work, the key metrics and dimensions available in Google Analytics for website audience measurement. So all these topics we are going to cover in this tutorial. So now it comes the question, what is data mining for digital media? So the process of analyzing vast amounts of digital data to discover unknown or hidden patterns and relationships. So basically what it's trying to say is that we have a data in large amount, huge amount of data we have, either it is from your social media, from your mails, photos, videos, uh, camera footage. So all this we consider as a data. So from that large vast amount of data, we select some useful data on the basis of some relationship or some patterns that we call data mining. So data mining is the process of extracting knowledge or insights from large amount of data using various statistical and computational techniques. This data can be structured, semi-structured or unstructured and can be stored in various forms such as databases, data warehouse and data lakes. So extraction of the information is not the only process we need to perform in data mining. Data mining is also involves other processes such as data cleaning, data integration, data transformation, then data mining, pattern evaluation and data presentation. So these are the different steps that include in data mining that we will study in the coming slides. So now again I am referring what is because we are discussing about the data mining. So before data mining we should know what is digital data. In simple terms, digital data refers to information that stores on your computer systems that we call digital data, and this data is in the binary code. It will be a sequence of numbers. Basically it is represented in the binary code. Binary code means in zeros or ones form. The example of digital data, your digital photos, e-books, audio files, websites, videos, images, all these things we consider as a digital data. So basically why we need this digital data? Because digital data, it serves as the backbone of the modern digital economy. Everyone uses this digital data, from e-commerce to social media. Everywhere we need data. So the data that is in the digital form or that is stored in your computer system, your handheld devices, that all we called as digital data. So as we discussed that the digital data is in the form of it is an electronic representation of your format or your language or anything that is represented in digital format, to that we call digital data. So on the basis of the collection of data, we categorize data into three categories: structured data, unstructured data and semi-structured data. So what is structured data? So when digital data when transformed with businesses intelligence or aggregated as big data has become an incredibly valuable resource. So this data can be classified into three forms: structured, unstructured and semi-structured. So first we will discuss what is unstructured data. So unstructured data means the data that does not follow any format or any model that we called unstructured data, which does not conform to a data model that we call unstructured data. In a study, it is found that almost 80 to 90% the data of the organizations are unstructured data. The examples of unstructured data is like when we do Google search. So that is a unstructured data. Apart from Google search, memos, chat rooms, PowerPoint presentations, images, videos, letters, researches, white papers, body of an email, all these be considered as a unstructured data that does not follow any model. So that is unstructured. Scattered data, that is unstructured data. The second comes semi-structured data. The semi-structured data means the data that we can convert into a structured form, but with the help of some programming or some markup languages. So that is semi-structured data, which does not conform a data model but has some structure. So semi-structured data means the examples of semi-structured data means uh, like emails, XML, markup languages like HTML, etc. Metadata for this data is available, but it's not sufficient. So this is semi-structured. Simple example is email, HTML language programming. So these are semi-structured data. Now comes to the structured data. Structured data is the finest form of data. This is in the organized form. Basically it is in the rows and columns. As if you see this picture, the data is in a organized form in the rows and columns. For the examples of data, structured data is databases, data warehouses. Basically this can in there is in structured data there is relationships exist between entities of the data such as classes and their objects. Data stored in databases is the example of structured data. So this is all about the data. We discussed about three types of data: structured, unstructured and semi-structured. Simple terms: structured data, databases, structured data. Unstructured means when we do Google search, that is unstructured, and semi-structured means the data that is we can for make into a structured form by using some markup languages, that is semi-structured data. So now again comes to the introduction of data mining. So data mining uh, basically it is already we have discussed that the data mining is to find out, to generate a new information on the basis of the large amount of data. So it is a practice of examining large databases to generate new information. So what are the key elements of data mining? Extraction of data from different sources, refining the data, data transformation and evaluating the patterns. So this is uh, basically key elements of data mining. So what is the goal of data mining? Basically data mining, we use data mining to convert raw data into an understandable format to extract meaningful patterns. So now next come types of data mining. The first is clustering. Clustering means basically the data that shares the similar attributes. We group them together, that we call cluster or clustering. So grouping of data points with similar attributes together is called clustering. It is commonly used for data exploration, customer segmentation and image recognition. Imagine sorting various fruits based on their characteristics like color, size and texture. So if we say that the yellow fruits we should keep in a different box, the fruits which have green color we should keep in different box. So that is clustering because they are similar in their attribute, their color is same. So that is called clustering when the data points shares the same attributes, we group them together. That process is called clustering. The next comes to the classification. Basically classification assigns predefined tags or categorize, sorry, not categorize but the categories or to new data points. Basically it's like labeling data to enable the model to predict future labels, that we predict future, we predict some new data on what we have with us. So on the basis of we predict future, we label them. So that is we called classification. Applications include email spam detection, medical diagnosis and sentiment analysis. These all comes under classification. So the next come is association. Association basically finding rules that will predict the occurrence of a specific event. To that we called association. Association basically seeks to find rules that predict the occurrence of a specific event, that we called association. It is widely used in market basket analysis. Market basket analysis, what is this? This is basically we check the trend in the market, that which product people are buying more, which product is just not moving from the shelf, they are just there only. Some products are seasonal, they are specific to some season, as talcum powder people sell it more in summer. So on the basis of that, how much temperature will be there, going to temperature, so how is it hot weather, so how much the talc will be going to sale out in particular season. So these are we called associations. That means we predict some occurrence on the specific event. So this is we call it market basket analysis, where so what is the market basket analysis? Where we discover items frequently purchased together. Think of it as identifying patterns in customer buying behavior to optimize store layouts. So on the basis of this, some companies change their store layout so that people buy more that products which they want to sell. So next is the regression. Regression is basically identifying and analyzing the relationship between variables. So regression, as I told, it involves analyzing the relationship between variables. Basically, it helps us understand how change in one variable affect another. So if we take a real world example, that include predicting house prices based on features like square footage and location. So this is we call regression. So next is the anomaly detection. Anomaly detection basically it is finding patterns in data that do not conform to expected behavior. Matlab, it means that what we have expected, we are not getting that information, that results which we expected, that we called anomaly detection. So anomaly detection basically identifies patterns that deviate from expected behavior. Think of it as a spotting outliner in data that might signify fraud, defects or abnormal events. This is basically used in finance for fraud detection and in manufacturing to identify defective products. So anomaly detection basically used in finance frauds to detect the finance fraud, or in the manufacturing to identify the defective products. So these are the some different types of data mining. This is clustering, classification, association, regression, and anomaly detection. So now next come to the what are the advantages of data mining. So advantages of data mining is that it is first, the very common advantage of data mining, that it is predictive. It forecasts the future trends. So predictive analytics means forcing future trends from insights. So whatever data we have, on the basis of data we predict the future trends. So in coming future, what product is going to sell more, and what products that we will remain on the shelf. As for example, during the festival season like Diwali, people used to buy more lights, they buy new clothes. So these are the some things that we predict on basis of the previous data we have. So first is the predictive analytics, then the informed decision making. Yes, data mining helps in decision making because you already have data. On that basis of the data you can make good decisions. Next is enhanced marketing. If you understand your customers' needs, you have data with you, so you can make more good strategies. You can target better. So you can understand the customer's need. You can understand the preferences of the customers, and you can target better to achieve your goal, or to make more profitable using the data mining or data that you have in the previous. uh, this is the enhanced marketing. Next is the fraud detection. Fraud detection means basis on the patterns you can detect the fraud, if some fraudulent activity is there or not. As we have already told that in the finance, the data mining helps in fraud detection. So resource utilization means the time, the money, how much time you should spend on to promoting a particular uh, product, or how much money you can spend on marketing. So these are the some resources you can use better on the basis of the data you have. So allocating resources, you can allocate resources more efficiently on the basis of the predictions. So if there is advantages of data mining, it comes with some disadvantages also. The main is that your data is not your private. If your data is not private, then there are some privacy concerns. The privacy concerns means data mining can infringe upon user privacy. Data security, yes, this is the again another risk, that your data is not secure. Your some confidential information can be used by some other people. So risk associated with large databases that can be vulnerable to breaches. Misuse of information, yes, the people, the intruders can use your information for the bad practices. So information extracted can sometimes be used for unethical practices. Overfitting, modeling error, which occurs when a function is too closely aligned to a limited set of data. Yes, when there is a limited set of data, this overfitting means the data we used to, in a small thing we used to add more and more data, that can create a error that we called overfitting. The complex interpretation results from data mining can sometimes be complex, leading to misinterpretation. That it can lead, it gives you the wrong information, it can interpret wrong data. So when there is a complex input, there is a large amount of data, there is complex data, that can lead to misinterpretation. Now next comes the data mining applications, that how data mining applications we can use. So data mining applications that we in today's era we use, that is where these data mining applications are used, like they are used in healthcare, fraud detection, CRM is customer relationship management, manufacturing engineering, education, financial banking, lie detection, market basket analysis. So all in these we use data mining applications. So now let us discuss each application in detail. So first is the e-commerce. E-commerce basically production recommendation based on the user behavior. So e-commerce platforms use data analysis to provide personalized product recommendation by analyzing users' need. E-commerce sites um, predict the user behavior such as their purchase history by browsing patterns. So on the basis of this, algorithm suggests some relevant items. For example, think of Amazon's customers who bought a particular item. So on the basis of this, their browsing history, their buying history, the Amazon generate patterns that this product will going to sell in the future. So and they moreover more they show you the product that uh, you selected in the previous buying. So they try to show you more and more similar products like that. So this is the e-commerce. First application is the e-commerce. Now the second is come the financial sector. Data mining helps in predicting the stock market, that what kind of trends is going to be will be there in the financial sector, and what will be the credit scoring. So data analysis plays a crucial role in predicting stock market trends. So data mining algorithms analyze historical stock data, news sentiments, and uh, market indicators to forecast price movement. Traders and investors use these insights to make informed decisions. Now next comes to the healthcare. In healthcare, uh, healthcare basically it is used for predicting the patient's outcome, that patient's outcomes means the data analysis aids in predictive analytics for patient outcomes by analyzing patient data, treatments, and medical history. The data mining algorithms can predict uh, disease progression and suggest personalized treatment plans. So data mining is really very helpful in healthcare. Now next come the CRM. CRM means customer relationship management. You can understand customer behavior to foster relationship. So understanding CRM systems leverage data analysis to understand customer behaviors by analyzing interactions, their purchase history, and social media activity. Businesses can tailor their offering and communication to make the relationship better with the customers. So next is the fraud detection. Fraud detection means spotting unusual patterns that may indicate fraud. So fraud detection relies heavily on data analysis to spot unusual patterns. By analyzing transactions, user behaviors, and network connections, data mining algorithms can identify potential frauds and trigger alerts for the investigations. So what we have studied, that the application and the impact of the examples that we have discussed here, it shows that how data analysis drive decisions, making across industries, personalization, risk assessments, predictive insights, customer engagements, and security enhancements are the just few of the outcomes. So by using the data, the power of the data, businesses and the private sectors can uh, make more profits, can more uh, future predictive. So these are the some applications, these are the some sectors where data mining applications, where data mining is more helpful. So now here comes the architecture of data mining. What is the architecture of data mining? If you see here, just see this, the World Wide Web databases, data warehouse and other data repositories. So these are the basic, the primary data sources. So these we called data source. So the actual source of data is databases, data warehouses, World Wide Web, text files and other documents. You need a huge amount of historical data for data mining to be successful. So organizations typically store data in databases or data warehouses. Data warehouse may compromise, we can, what is data warehouse? Data warehouse is the collection of one or more databases, text files, spreadsheets, or other repositories of data. Sometimes even plain text file or spreadsheets may contain information. So another primary source of data is the World Wide Web or on the internet. So these all are the basic data source from where we collect the data. So before passing this data to the database or to the data warehouse server, this is our data warehouse server or database. So before passing data to this, the data is cleaned, segregated, integrated and selected. So so before passing this to these elements, means to database or data warehouse servers, the data must be cleaned, integrated and selected. As the information comes from various sources and in different formats, it can't be used directly for the data mining procedures because data may not be complete and accurate. So the first, data requires to be cleaned and unified. More information than needed will be collected from various data sources and only the data of interest will have to be selected and passed to the server. These procedures are not easy as we think. Several methods are used in data cleaning, and many of the algorithms systems are used in this process. So now let's come to the database and data warehouse server. So database or data warehouse server consists of the original data that is ready to be used, to be processed. Hence the server is caused for retrieving the relevant data that is based on data mining as per the user request. After this, when the data comes to the data warehouse or database server, the next stage comes to data mining engines. Basically, data mining engine is a major component of any data mining system. It contains several modules for operating data mining tasks, including association, characterization, classification and clustering, prediction, time series analysis. All these things are done here at the data mining engines. After the data mining engine, when all this clustering, classification all have done, so next comes the pattern evaluation. On these things, clustering, classification, association, regression, the system generates some patterns. So pattern evaluation module is primarily responsible for the measure of investigation of the pattern by using a threshold value. It collaborates with the data mining engines to focus the search of on exciting patterns. This segment commonly employs stake, measure, and that cooperate with the data mining modules to focus the search towards fascinating patterns. So uh, next comes the graphical user interface. The graphical user interface, basically it is a communication between the user and the data mining system. This module helps the user to easily and efficiently use the system without knowing the complexity of the process. This module cooperates with the data mining system when the user specifies the query or the task and displays the result. So this user graphical interface, basically it is a communication bridge between user and the data mining system. So now comes here the knowledge base. Basically if you see, the knowledge base is directly connected with the pattern evaluation. So knowledge base, basically it is helpful in the entire process of data mining. It might be helpful to guide the search or evaluate the stake of the result pattern. The knowledge base may even contain user views and data from user experiences that might be helpful in the data mining process. The data mining engine may receive inputs from the knowledge base to make the result more accurate and reliable. The pattern assessment module regularly interacts the pattern evaluation. This module regularly interacts with the knowledge base to get inputs and also update it. So this is all about the data mining architecture. In these slides I have written some key points for the data mining architecture. So what is data source, data warehouse server, data mining engines, pattern evaluation, graphic user interface, knowledge base. So these are the different phases or segments of data mining architecture. So now comes to the social media data mining, where this data mining is used in social media. So it helps in the user content analysis, reviewing posts, comments and likes to see the patterns. So trend spotting, it can spot the trend that what things going to be hit or viral in the future or in the coming days, identifying viral topics or emerging discussions, influencer identification. So data mining helps in finding the key figures within the communities based on their reach and their impact. Sentiment analysis, understanding public opinion on a particular topic. So in this way, it analyze it, predict the sentiments, that what type of things, the topic people are discussing in these days. So next is the customer experience. Customer experience means basically that is based on the feedbacks or the reviews. So you can improve your product, you can make it better for the user. So these are the some social media contents that use data mining to improve their product, their services, or to make the better reach for their customers. So next is the tools that are used. So the tool that we use to check your behavior, your pattern of your website is called Google Analytics. Google Analytics, it is a free tool by Google to analyze website traffic and understand user behaviors. Key features: real-time analysis, user segmentation, conversion tracking, and traffic source identification. Real-time analysis means immediately you can get the analysis that how many people are visiting your website, how is the traffic on your website, for how long people stayed on your website. So these are the real-time analysis. User segmentation, suppose your web page has multiple pages or different segments. Suppose you have a blog website, and on that blog you are writing one page is dedicated to food blogs, one is to the travel blog. So these are the some segmentation. So you can see that people are liking which segment of your website. These Google, the analytic tool, provide all these information. Conversion tracking means that suppose you are selling a product on your website, so how many people are clicking on your particular product and it is converting into a sale. So these are the measure, or these are the analytics that Google can provide. Traffic source identification. Traffic source identification means that from how many sources the people are using your website. Either it is using from Google search, or either they are using from referral, or they are visiting some other web page and from there they came to your website. So these are the different traffic source identifications. So next is the website audience measurement. And website audience measurement means it is a process of collecting, uh, measuring and analyzing data for the website visitors, that how many visitors are visiting your website. So that measurement we call website audience measurement. So why it is important? It is important because it allows businesses to understand user behaviors, improve content and optimize the conversions. So how it works? So it works on the basis of the cookies, user identification, data collection, data processing. So cookies, what are the cookies? Cookies are the small piece of data stored on user devices to track sessions and behaviors. So that is cookies. The user identification, this is differentiating between new and returning users. Next is the data collection, gathering user interaction like page views, clicks and time spent. The next is data processing, basically converting raw data into understandable metrics and reports. This is how the Google Analytics and your website audience measurement works. So now the key metrics in the Google Analytics. First the key metric is the users, that how many visitors are visiting your website. This is the first key metric. The second is the session. Session means how long the user stayed on your website. That is the session, even if they have initiated, so that they also be considered session. Then the bounce rate. Bounce rate means the percentage of a single page session where user left without interaction. Just they clicked your website, but without surfing your website, he has just moved out. So that is, they didn't interact with your web page or website. So that is the bounce rate. Okay, so this is the percentage of the single page session where user left without interaction. Next is the session duration. Duration is the, basically it is the average time, amount of time that users spent on your site. Next is the traffic sources. Traffic sources means the origin of your traffic, from where your traffic is coming. If it is either coming from search engines or direct traffic, means somebody gave you the URL and people are typing that. Suppose your website name is www.myblogs.com. So if people are writing directly my blog in the web browser, so that is direct traffic. And rest is the referral site. Referral site means, suppose people are visiting some other site and from that site they saw your advertisement or your website link, so that is the referral sites. So these are the some sources, traffic sources from where these Google Analytics search for your website. Okay, so this is all about in today's session. Thank you so much.